Breaking just into our newsroom, Nebraska Regents responding to Nebraska Medicine's lawsuit. Officials with NU Regents say, quote, "We are saddened and puzzled by this unnecessary action." The Board of Regents has stated multiple times, including several times in the recent public board meeting, that we have a sincere desire to work in a collaborative fashion with Nebraska Medicine to grow and strengthen health care.
They go on to add the Board of Regents unanimously approved this transaction. And following that vote, we moved immediately to once again extend a warm and personal offer to meet and forge ahead together to build a collegial working relationship consistent with Nebraska values, end quote.